Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome back to Soulful Selfcare, where we explore all things wellness, self love, and personal growth. I'm Beverley J. Miller, and today we're diving into a topic that many of us grapple with but don't often talk about. It's the imposter syndrome. If you've ever felt like a fraud or doubted your accomplishments, then this episode is for you. I'll be sharing my personal story and offering some tips on how to overcome this pervasive feeling. Let's get started. Imposter syndrome. Just hearing those words might resonate deeply with some of you. It's that nagging voice in your head that tells you you're not good enough, that your achievements are just a fluke, and that any moment now, everyone will discover you're a fraud. I know that voice all too well. Let me take you back a few years. I had just launched my blog and was slowly gaining a following. People were engaging with my content, and I was starting to get invited to speak at events. From the outside, it looked like everything was going perfectly, but inside, I was struggling. Every time I sat down to write or stepped up to speak, I was filled with self doubt. I remember one event in particular. I had been asked to speak on a panel about personal growth and mental health topics. These are topics I am passionate about. The night before, I barely slept. I kept thinking, why did they choose me? There are so many other experts who know more than I do. As I walked on the stage, my heart was racing, and I felt like I was about to be exposed as a fraud in front of everyone. But here's the thing. When I started speaking, something shifted. I shared my experiences, my struggles, and my triumphs. And as I looked out at the audience, I saw nods of understanding and smiles of encouragement. It hit me that they weren't looking for perfection. They were looking for authenticity. They wanted to hear my story in my voice with all its imperfections. That experience was a turning point for me. I realized that imposter syndrome thrives in silence. You see, the more we keep it to ourselves, the stronger it becomes. So I started talking about it more openly. I shared my feelings of self doubt with friends, family, and even my audience. And what I found was incredible. So many people felt the same way. We are all walking around with these hidden insecurities, thinking we are the only ones. Here are a few things that have helped me manage and overcome imposter syndrome. One, acknowledge it. You see, the first step is recognizing that you're experiencing imposter syndrome. Give it a name and talk about it because there's power in acknowledging your feelings. Secondly, challenge those negative thoughts. When that inner critic starts whispering, challenge it. Remind yourself of your achievements and the hard work you've put in. Keep a journal of your accomplishments and positive feedback to look back on when self doubt creeps in. There's a Bible verse that says, as a man thinks, so is he. So, what you think of yourself is what you will become. So, check those negative thoughts and replace those negative thoughts with positive thoughts. Thirdly, talk to someone. Sharing your feelings with a trusted friend or mentor can provide perspective. Often they'll remind you of your strengths and help you see things more clearly. Isn't it ironic that we sometimes don't see ourselves as other people see us? We are our worst critic. Number 4, embrace vulnerability. Understand that it's okay to not have all the answers. No one has all the answers. So embrace your journey and the process of learning. Remember, everyone starts somewhere. 5, celebrate your wins. No matter how small they seem to you, celebrate your success. Acknowledge your hard work and allow yourself to feel proud. Yeah. Number 6 is focus on growth. Instead of striving for protection, focus on growth. Focus on each step forward, no matter how small, no matter how small the progress. So celebrate your dedication to improving and learning. Overcoming imposter syndrome is not a one-time thing. It's an ongoing process. But each time you challenge that inner critic, you weaken its hold on you. You start to believe in your worth and your abilities. If you're struggling with imposter syndrome, know that you're not alone. We all face it at some point. But by talking about it and supporting each other, we can overcome it. Thank you so much for joining me today on Soulful Selfcare. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe and leave a comment. Your feedback means the world to me. Until next time, take care of yourself and keep shining your light. You are enough just as you are.